All right, so this is the project. The goal of it is to install a, real simple, it's to install a fence panel right here that would prevent the puppies from getting through, as well as, well anyways, that's the main goal. It has a few stipulations that get into it, and a number of complications that make this something that is making me have like nightmares about ruining parts of the house. Callie, hi, come here. So the goal of this is, of course, the fence panel. The overall goal is to prevent the puppies from being able to get over there, which would be potentially bad. So I've gone through a couple iterations on this. So what you will see is that my project looks pretty messy, and that's mostly because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of making it up. But it's also because I have a number of complications which to me are really causing this to slow down as I try to think through it and understand the potential hazards that are inherent in it. So the first one is that this is a Adobe brick house, and I don't know that you can't drill in and attach anchors or whatever to an Adobe brick house, but it makes me really nervous. We had one experience drilling through one of the walls in order to run a coax cable into the house, and it started off as a small diameter hole, and it just grew into a larger diameter hole than we ever intended. It's not bad, it's just that we don't want to have that problem elsewhere. Plus, if it's something that gets bumped a lot, then I don't want to see it erode the holes in the house over time. And we'll have, I don't know how long we're going to live in this house, but I assume it's going to be quite a long time. So that's one of the problems. The problem there is that we can't anchor it against the house. Another problem is that down here we have all of this dirt, but this is all rain runoff. This is where the rain will disappear to. And the problem there is that underneath it there is a pipe that has been run, and so I don't want to drill or dig into that for fear of potentially damaging that pipe, which is really expensive. It's not worth any. Hold on, Callie, come here, Callie. Let's not go over there. Thank you, sweetheart. So that's the thing. We're not going to dig into this. That's not happening. Another problem is that, as you can see, we have this small retaining wall. I'm not as nervous about drilling into the retaining wall, but I also don't want to do it. And I don't want to just lean something up against it, so I don't want to put any pressure or anything against it. I just want to leave it as is. But there's also the slip over the top of it. So it's not just a matter of going straight across and then up. It's got to go across, up, and then over and up. And then another one is, so then we have this fence post over here. The ends, well, what I'm gonna do is saw off the ends of this, but basically like these are in the way of getting the fence panel that I want to create in my mind. So those will have to go. Another one is we have this irrigation pipe here. I had initially had the idea that I would remove that post, replace it with a bigger post, or something to that effect, and do something else where I would create an actual gate. But that irrigation line goes down and around, and it's right next to the post. And so, at least in my failed efforts, it was not easy. So I don't want to damage that, and I know you can probably just cut the PVC pipe, cap it, and move around it until you're ready, and then just extend it again. But I have one experience doing something like that years and years ago, and it did not go well. So I don't want to mess with that. So then, okay, so the idea that I have now is, so I have these anchors, or this footing. This is my 4x4 footing. And then I just bought so many things for this one tiny project. So I bought this hammer drill, and I guess not. Anyways, I have this, I'm going to drill into the cement here, which makes me real nervous. I don't know if this is the wrong thing to do, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to drill into the cement, anchor it, and then it's basically 8 feet from there up to these beams. And so I'm going to get, I have an 8-foot post right here. It's actually 8 foot, I think 6.5 inches, something like that. And so I'm going to put it here, run it up to the top, bolt it in, or connect it to the 2x4 up top. And that will give my stability here. And then, so like I said before, I'm going to saw off the ends here. I haven't quite pieced that together, but I'm thinking some kind of U-brace that I'll put on here. That will come later. And so with the post here, I found this at Home Depot. I was really happy to find this. It's like the frame for a fence, and it's extendable. So my weird little opening here, which is really thin, should work just fine with this. So that's really cool. I was really happy to find that. So I should be able to create a fence panel just fine with that. And maybe I'll change my mind, not make it a panel, make it an actual gate that can open and close, but I'm still thinking of it as a panel. So I'll put the anchor points on the post, and then I'll connect the fence that I create onto that. And then so what I'm thinking from there is that once I have the panel, then the part that goes over here and then over here will just extend past the panel that I build, extend past just enough to prevent the puppies from getting past, and then also to have maybe a piece that protrudes out, and that can be used as a latch over here or something else. But I like the idea of it being something that has additional weight bearing functionality to it to take the pressure off of the beam over here as well. And the idea here is that it would be able to prevent, but then if we ever needed to get past this area, we could, if we wanted, to then also just lift up the panel and remove it and get it out of the way. So that seems like a good idea to me. I hope it's a good idea. I guess we'll find out. But so there's that, and then the last part of it is, what I'm going to do is have the fence go down to the top of the concrete slab and then straight across. That will leave it open for the puppies to get through. So what I want to do is add on to that fence panel just a piece underneath it that will be able to slide down and prevent the puppies from going under, but that when it rains, we can then slide it up and lock it in place, and that will allow the water to flow freely, off of the property. So that is the whole goal. But all of this stuff, so I've got concrete mix and Quikrete all-purpose gravel, which are not going to be used for this project, but I think it's good that I have it. I bought wood SD connector screws and nails, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to return a number of these things to Home Depot when I'm done here. But that's where we're at. And I guess I want to make more of these as I go, as just documentation for the project and how everything turned out and maybe the costs, etc. So I'm excited and also scared because I don't want to damage the property, and yet I do think this needs to get done. So here we go.